Would you rather score 70 points in a game or lead the NBA in scoring for a season?
I'd rather lead the NBA in scoring for a season.
Definitely.
Yeah. And he's going to do both. So Joel Embiid put up 70 last night against the Spurs, and he's leading the NBA in scoring.
What about if you change it to 81 points in a game?
Or lead the league in scoring?
Oh, man.
Did Kobe lead the league in scoring when he scored 81? I don't know if he did, but it was also the anniversary of that. So Monday was, let's see, the anniversary when Kobe scored 81 points against Toronto.
It was.
Joel Embiid talked about the anniversary that Kobe scores 81 and what it meant to him.
From the time I started playing, Kobe was my guy. He's the reason why I started playing basketball. And it's funny because on the same night he had 81, and that was my favorite player. So, when I started, that was the guys that I was looking up to, and they were doing all this. So, if he says it's inspiring, I hope in a couple of years, hopefully when I don't have to guard him and I'm out of the league, he's able to do the same thing and go out and break all these records and possibly break Wilt's record of 100 points.
Okay, so he's giving a shout out to Victor Wembanyama, and Greg Popovich was having some fun, and he kind of said, we're going to shut down Joel Embiid going into the game, and I think people took it as Pop is actually giving bulletin board material, and he wasn't. I think he realized this isn't going to be pretty. Certainly for Victor Wembanyama, but Joel Embiid is on a different level right now, certainly when it comes to scoring. Did Kobe lead the league in scoring when he scored 81?
Yeah, he did by a lot. It was 05-06 season. Kobe was 27 years old, 80 games that year. He averaged 35.4. Okay. Yeah. He was taking 27 shots a game.
What's Embiid averaging now? Because I thought it was around 33 or 34. I don't know how much he went up by, scoring 70.
Oh, he went up all right. He's at, right now, 36.1.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. Yes, Marvin.
36. That is insane. Yesterday, his level of skill is so ridiculous. I mean, it was jab step, jumper. It wasn't like Shaq in 2000 where it was just like, let me just big body these guys. It was pump fake, 2 dribbles, jumper.
But this is where you have really good footwork. That's something that you see. Like, he's a bigger version of Olajuwon from the standpoint of getting at the foul line. Foul line extended. He's got more range because he's asked to have more range. Today's player has more range. But Olajuwon at the top of the key, jab step, go right by you or hit that jumper. But Joel Embiid, highly skilled. And let's go back to when he was leaving Kansas. Had the back injury. He missed basically 2 years. And, he had foot injury there. So back and foot injuries. And for a big man, that's death to your career. And, when they were doing the whole process there, people were wondering if Joel Embiid was a bust. Not anymore. Putting up 70. Karl-Anthony Townes picked the wrong night to put up 62. And they lose the game. And part of the reason that they lost is because of Karl-Anthony Townes.
That takes us to one of our other poll question options, Dan. If you score 62 points but your team loses, did you help or hurt?
It seems mind-boggling that you're going to go, hey, you're part of the reason why your team lost last night, even though you scored 62. He had 44 in the first half. But in the final, 8 or 9 minutes, he is doing his best to get to whatever he wanted to get to, and he didn't do a good job. The Minnesota Timberwolves head coach, in case you don't know, is Chris Finch, and he had this to say after the loss.
Obviously, we're going to try to feed a hot hand, look for a hot hand, but at some point, we got to get back to making the right play. We got to get back to doing the right things. That's just, like I said, there's a lot of ways to be immature. There's always a lot of ways to be immature. And there was a lot of immature performances here throughout the roster. We totally disrespected the game, ourselves, and we got exactly what we deserve. So,
Wow.
Dang.
Whoa. Wow. Okay. They disrespected the game. Well, you can feed the hot hand, but when the hot hand is cooling off, you have to understand that. You can get him to a milestone there, but that was hurting you in trying to win the game because Karl-Anthony Townes looked spent last night. Halfway through the fourth quarter, and he wanted the ball, and he was forcing shots, and ended up losing that game. I don't know how many guys have lost a game when they've scored at least 60 points. Maybe we should look at that. Yeah, Marv.
I know one for certain. His Kentucky teammate, Devin Booker.
When he put up 70?
Put up 70. They lost to the Celtics. And I was like, but Calipari's going to say, how much money did he make for that game?
I know. Every time somebody from Kentucky does something incredible, I always go, how many titles did they win? How many titles has John won with all this talent that's made billions of dollars in the NBA? One. Yes, Todd.
That disrespecting the game helped the Hornets get to double-digit wins. They are now 10-31.
Yes, Paulie. Oh, whoa!
Stat of the day, stat of the day, stat of the day, stat of the day. This is the stat of the day.
Stat of the day brought to you by Panini America, the official trading cards of the Dan Patrick Show. Also, when you're putting up 70 points, how many three-pointers did you have? Three-point line came in 1979. Dame Lillard had 71 points. He had 13 threes. Kobe, when he had 81, had 7 threes. Donovan Mitchell, when he scored 71, had 7 threes. Devin Booker, when he scored 70, had 4 three-pointers. Joel Embiid, 70 points, 1 three-pointer. David Robinson, he had 71 points, 1 three-pointer. Yeah, Pauline.
Most points scored in a loss. Wilt Chamberlain's got a bunch of these records. Wilt had 78 in a loss.
Okay.
David Thompson, you remember him from the Denver Nuggets, he had 73 in a loss. Modern era, Devin Booker had 70 in a loss. There's a lot of Wilt Chamberlain on here. Michael Jordan, you
perhaps you've heard of him.
Yeah, 64. This can't be right.
Overrated.
I don't recall him losing a game. Michael Jordan had 64 in a loss.
He never missed a big shot.
I could find.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan had 64 in a loss to the Magic in overtime. And Michael Jordan had 63 in a loss to the Celtics.
Oh, Gunner.
Remember double overtime.
Gunner. Yeah, why don't you pass the ball around a little bit, Mike?
Karl-Anthony Townes, the newest to this.
Yay, congratulations. Come on down. Yes, Marv.
Sorry, everybody, but not to do this, but to do this. Michael Jordan, no one ever brings up that he lost a 63-point game to the Celtics. He put up 63. But if there was another player, I'm not going to say who, and he put up that, but they lost.
Okay.
That never happens with Michael Jordan.
Okay, but that's a young Mike. He wasn't even supposed to play that season, foot injury.
Poking the bear, Marv.
Oh, no. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying.
Okay.
If it was another player, and I'm not going to say who.
No, you can say who.
Devin Booker not playing. LeBron?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's what I mean.
But, Mike was out, broken foot, came back, did what he did in the Garden. Celtics were unbelievable that year. So I'm going to give Mike the benefit of the doubt there that he put up 63, dominated, and yes, they did lose. But you're right. If LeBron put up 63 and they lost a playoff game, then we'd be like, oh, why aren't you going to pass it, LeBron? Yes, Marv.
Yeah, I'm with you. You and Paulie are correct on all of it. I'm just saying if that was the other way around, it would have never been like that.
Yeah, probably so.